What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame live stream as the Lakers face the Brooklyn Nets at 4:30 Pacific time. And we have bad news and good news. So I'm going to wait till the stream fills up a little bit more, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly what the bad news is first, and then I'll tell you guys what the good news is. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Thank you, brother. Got my sweater locked and ready to go. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well today, man. Happy holidays. All right, let's get into it. So, Lakers, Nets, good news, bad news. Good news, well, let's start with the bad news. Bad news is that Javale McGee is out again for the third straight game with flu-like symptoms. That's the bad news. Matter of fact, that's the horrible news because the first two games that we've played without him, we've lost. One to Houston and one to, to the Washington Wizards. So, well, actually, no, he played during the Houston game, right? But he was still under the weather. So, whatever it is, man, JaVale McGee is huge for us, especially tonight going up against Jared Allen and the athletes they have over there in Brooklyn. So that's gonna kind of suck, honestly. So that's the bad news. Good news is that Brandon Ingram and Rajon Rondo are around the corner. They should be able to play by the next game on Friday. And they're gonna reports are coming out that they've already been recalled from the G League. They were sent down to rehab a little bit to practice with that team, and they'll be back hopefully by Friday. So Brandon Ingram and Rondo should be back next game. So if all goes well, we will win tonight and then hopefully get them back. So that would be awesome. However, we do have to talk about the Brooklyn Nets because even though their record doesn't really show it, they are a much better team. Spencer Dinwiddie's balling out. D'Angelo Russell's been balling out the last 5 games. So we seriously, man, we have to step up today. We cannot let D'Angelo or Dinwiddie go off for monster games. I think Lonzo's going to be crucial in this game, especially guarding D'Angelo Russell or Dinwiddie, whoever he's guarding. So that's going to be the key for me. They took a game off. Last game, I thought everybody was not that great other than KCP. So that's the key, man. Again, it's always the same key every game. It's limit turnovers, get out in transition, play our game, and try to hit our free throws, man. That's what we got to do. I see a lot of you guys want me to get the jacket on. I'm going to make the poll today. If you guys want me to wear the jacket since JaVale's not playing, then I'll definitely do it. However, it is the Brooklyn Nets, and that Golden State Warrior game is around the corner. So if you guys want to save it as well, then we should do that. Thanks, Angel. I appreciate you, brother. But that'd be great to see Lonzo lock up D'Lo and have a better overall game than him. That way, the little D'Angelo Russell fanboys that pretended to be Laker fans all this time don't come out and trash the whole the post game show, with their comments. D'Lo is better than Zoe comments and stuff like that. So I'm hoping for a W. And the second thing I'm hoping for is for Zoe to ball out and lock up D'Angelo. So those are the two things I'm looking forward to tonight. Of course, I want LeBron to get back to his usual self. I'm sure he will be doing just fine. Again, he played back-to-backs last time, and he didn't look good. So let's just hope that tonight he brings his A game because we're going to need it. Again, Dinwiddie has been hooping this year. He's fresh off of his extension. And he's showing them exactly why they re-signed him. And again, D'Angelo Russell, he has been known to try to get revenge games versus the Lakers. But the first couple of games we've played him, we've been able to contain him. Lonzo has done a great job. So let's hope today is the same, more of the same. And let's see what happens. Are you still mad? Yes, I'm mad. I'm mad at James Harden, and the NBA officials have been atrocious. Of course. I'm not going to be happy with them until they switch it up, man. So you know how I feel about that Lakers all day. But the good news is that James Harden's been getting exposed recently by all kinds of media outlets, and the NBA officials have been getting exposed as well. So that's good. Dan, will Mo get minutes tonight? I hope so. I mean, he got some good backup minutes last game, and he dropped a good solid 12 points. He played pretty good. So that'd be great. Not you, Dan. My bad. No, you're good, brother. I'm just reading comments. He said, Dan, saw that step back 100. Dude, James Harden with that, he travels. He does all kinds of stuff. He kicks out his legs, man. I'm over him. I hope that the NBA does something to officiate him better because he gets away with murder, honestly. Hey, what's up, Mark? How you doing, brother? He said, D'Lo isn't even the Nets' future point guard. It's Spencer Dinwiddie. But I'm not going to lie. If D'Angelo Russell becomes a free agent and we can lock up a max free agent, I'll be looking for D'Angelo Russell to be like a bench player or to come in and provide some shooting, man, because he's always had the skill set. The question with him is always just the immaturity and the inconsistency. But if we could bring him back and he could be a spot-up shooter for LeBron, and Lonzo, that would be great. I think Lonzo and D'Angelo would be pretty sick in spurts in the backcourt for the Lakers if he becomes. I think he's going to become a free agent, right? Because they didn't extend him, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think he's going to make that much money. So we can bring him on as a role player. That would be awesome. Also, maybe at the trade deadline, if the Nets want to part ways with him so that they could get something back in return for him, maybe we could put like a KCP type deal, throw in a second-round pick, and get D'Angelo. I mean, I would love to bring D'Angelo back. Honestly, it was one of my favorite young core pieces when we had him. Again, the only thing with him was the inconsistency and the immaturity. But if he can correct that and learn from it, that would be awesome. Dan, you're only saying that because you know nobody wants to play with LeBron? No, I'm not, Joseph. Why would you say that? Why would you say a hater comment? Why you want to start off with the negativity? Come on now. You said get D-Lot out of L.A. He's not in L.A., first of all. You're tripping, Joseph. Man, I'm over here spilling my guts telling you how D-Lo would kind of fit with LeBron, and you're over here just with the negative comments. Come on now. He said, I'm good. I will be better after we get the win. Awesome, man. Me too. Saying he really blew it with the whole Swaggy P thing. Yeah, man. I think Swaggy P was a horrible addition, and I think he ruined a lot of the young core, including Jordan Clarkson. But I'm a believer in second chances, and I think if he comes in for the right price to be either a bench player or at times a starting two guard with injuries and stuff like that, that would have been great. He said, D'Lo dropped 39 in the Sixers this year. I wanted to keep D'Lo. We all wanted to keep D'Lo, but in all honesty, we had to get rid of him for those two reasons. One was to clear the cap space to sign Bron, and number two was because of the locker room issues, thanks to Swaggy P's immaturity and D'Angelo Russell hanging out with the wrong crowd. You know, that got him in trouble. So Middleton is a perfect fit with Bron. Yes, he is. He is. That's another great role player I would like to sign. But I'm talking D'Lo like cheap. I'm talking $5 million a year type contract. We could get him at that discount price, even if it's on a 1-year deal with a 1-year option, just so he could prove himself or try to compete for a chip with LeBron and some other superstar. Then that would be great. I'm just looking at D'Lo as a role player now. I'm no longer looking at him as a future star of the league. You know, I feel like I don't feel like the ship has sailed. There's always possibility for late bloomers. I believe in that firmly. But I just feel like simply because of the situations he's been in and the situations he's put himself in, I think like it's going to be really hard for him to gain the trust of a locker room and to be that leader type, you know, that he was drafted to be. Because I think D-Russ needs to be the man. Yeah, but that's just the thing. Just what I touched on, man. Honestly, with the stuff he's been through, he hasn't shown that leadership quality yet in his career. And again, his career is early. He's only 4 years into the league, so it's still mad early. But I just think that I would like it. He said D'Lo wouldn't want to come back, I feel. Well, I mean, look, if you have a chance to redeem yourself and play next to LeBron, I don't see why not, honestly, unless he's that sensitive where he feels like, oh, they did me dirty, they traded me. It's a business. You know, you can't take it personal. We needed to trade him to get that Mozgov contract off the books. And in return, we got Kyle Kuzma and Josh Hart, you know, in the draft the next year. So we did really good. Dan, can everyone send prayers for my mom? She's recovering from knee surgery. She is in her Mamba mentality. Prayers to your mom, brother. Hopefully she, you know, speedy recovery to her, man. Prayers up for her, definitely. And I hope the Lakers get a win for her, man. That'd be great. He said he is expected to get 15 million plus. I don't know any team that would throw 15 million at D'Angelo Russell. I mean, unless it's like a really desperate team that wants young talent. I could see somebody like the Phoenix Suns doing it to try to pair him up with Devin Booker in the backcourt. But other than that, I don't know. Bron had dinner with Melo. Do you think that means anything? No, not really. Like they said in the media, they said if LeBron wanted Carmelo back, he would have already been a Laker. I think LeBron's just doing whatever's better for the team. Just wanted to have dinner with his friend, in my opinion. Could be wrong. We'll see. We also got Brook Lopez in that trade. Yeah, but Brook was kind of trash that year, so I'm not even going to mention that part. But either way, we won the trade because we got draft pick, and we ended up, you know, clearing that cap space. We ended up getting out of that Mozgov and Deng contracts that were atrocious. So much as it hurt me to let D'Lo go, it was a good trade. Let's get it, Greg. Let's get it. He said, I'd rather have Rondo. Yeah, of course, I'd rather have Rondo too. But as far as like I said, we can add him for a cheap, low price. I wouldn't mind at all. I really wouldn't. Matter of fact, if we could get him, before the trade deadline, that'd be perfect because we need a shooter like D'Lo. I think he's a streak shooter, but he can get really hot at times, and he's wide open. I think he can knock down some huge jump shots, and he's known for hitting shots in the clutch time. So I think he would add a different dynamic to our team, help us stretch the floor a little bit more, and be that secondary playmaker or third option at playmaking ability behind LeBron and Lonzo. So I mean, it'll be good if we did add on. I'm not saying we should definitely like go for him, but I'm saying if he's available at the trade deadline and we can get away with like, I don't know, KCP in a second round pick for him, I'd definitely do it. He's too selfish and Magic and Rob don't want him. Well, I mean, time changes people, man. Honestly, he has the skill set and the talent. So time changes people. You never know. D'Lo is an 84 on 2K, higher than Zoe and BI. And he definitely shouldn't be that way, honestly. He said, would you trade KCP for J.R. Smith? No, I don't like J.R. Smith. He's super inconsistent. He's basically Swaggy P 2.0, and I definitely didn't like his stint here. If you guys been with me for the longest in this channel, you know I wanted to get rid of Swaggy P since a long time ago. So, did you watch the finals last year? I guess that's for Mark, right? KCP plays defense when he wants. Yeah, he's a good defender when he wants to play defense. But honestly, like his offense is super inconsistent. He had a great game last game. Let's see what he does this game. I hope he proves me wrong. He said the new Lonzo Moments card is so overpowered. I actually haven't played 2K in a bit, so I'm not sure. At least my team. I haven't played my team in a bit, so I'm not sure what Moments card you're talking about, but I'll check it out. Is Michael Beasley playing today? I don't think so. He's been out for a while already, man. There's no new reports coming in that he's going to play today, so I doubt it. He said if D'Lo drops 40, you be pissed. As long as we get the W, I don't care whatever D'Lo drops. I just want the Lakers to win, you know. But it'd be ideal. It'd be a starting point for Lonzo to be able to lock him or Dinwiddie up and you know be able to get that win. I wouldn't trade Rondo for JR. I don't like JR. Hey, what's up, Matt? We're just talking about that Brooklyn matchup and how Dinwiddie and D'Angelo have been balling out, and how if D'Angelo became a free agent on the market and he wanted to come back for cheap, I would bring him back. But I wouldn't pay no $15 million for him. That's for sure. But I'm just saying, like, he could add a different layer, a different dynamic to the team, the shooting and stretching the floor and a little bit of playmaking. I wouldn't mind having him back. Honestly, I don't hate D'Angelo. AD to the Lakers this season would be incredible, but I think it's a long shot because the Pelicans are going to want way too much. Unless it's a great deal, the Lakers need to stay the course. I agree with you, except that reports are coming out that the Lakers are holding all their assets for a potential Anthony Davis trade in the summer. So what it means is the Lakers are they're gonna wait to see if Anthony Davis rejects that super mega max contract that he might be eligible for this summer. If he rejects that contract, that means that the Pelicans are going to be forced to trade him away. So it's going to be interesting. I think that's when the Lakers will push some of their poker chips to the front of the table and try to land them. So if you're looking for a blockbuster trade, look for the summer potentially. Yes, I totally disagree with that Swaggy comment. Smith plays solid defense every game and shoots higher 3-point average than anyone on the team. I think you're thinking about an older J.R. Smith, Mark. I think you're thinking about J.R. Smith when he played with LeBron his first couple of years as to the last couple of years. You know what I mean? The last couple of years, J.R. Smith has been trash. So, yeah, personally, I don't want J.R. Then you think BI will be on the roster come April and late May? Absolutely. I do not buy the reports about a random executive, reported the Lakers might trade Brandon Ingram. So I don't buy those. If it ain't the Lakers executive, then I definitely don't buy it. You know, any other executive can speculate all they want, but all it is they're trying to lower his trade value so that somebody could come in and swoop and take him off our hands. So that's not going to happen. Zoe is a fast point guard that can pass and play defense and rebound. So he's multi-talented, and I love it. He said, I wouldn't mind for D-Lo, but what about chemistry issues? I think when you have somebody like LeBron on the team, I think everybody else falls in line. As you notice, ESPN reported that we're going to be a circus this year. There hasn't been a single problem in the locker room. Even I was wrong when I thought, LeBron not defending Rondo and Brandon Ingram was going to split the team up. I said I was afraid of that. I didn't predict it, but I said I was afraid of that potentially happening. And the team was just able to look over that and just move on. So that kind of speaks to the leadership of LeBron and the type of teammate he is. That also dispels the false rumors about people not wanting to play with him. Because ever since I can remember, everybody wants to play with him and takes pay cuts to join LeBron's teams, especially role players. So again, that's just the media overhyping stuff and just trying to get a storyline all the time. He said Russell still has no defense. I wouldn't trust him too much, but offensively, he would bring a different layer. That's what I'm talking about. Like offensively, he would be something else. Especially with all these injuries, we could use him. But I'm not saying that we're gonna do that because most likely Brooklyn's just gonna let his contract expire and then he's gonna go somewhere else where they promise him a lot of playing time next year. But I'm saying it would be nice and it would be a good little steal if we could get him at the trade deadline for a player like KCP. I would do it simply because we need a shooter like D'Lo and somebody who could also make and take over some games at times. So I think he could be a steal for us to trade back for him. As ironic as that is, we traded him away, then we would get him back. But I don't know. I would just like to see what Lonzo and D'Angelo Russell backcourt looks like. Then I wish we trade KCP for Bazemore. Now, that would be another good idea. I really like Kent Bazemore. I was upset at Mitch and Jim when they let him go. I knew he was going to be very good. So, it's a shame we couldn't do it. We couldn't bring back Kent Bazemore. I really liked him since he was dominating in summer league with the Golden State Warriors. So if you guys remember that Warrior team with Kent Bazemore, led by Kent Bazemore, won that summer league team that year. So I always liked his talent. He's a slasher who hustles and plays good defense, and he's just a hard-nosed player. He said Orlando ain't giving up Terrence Ross without a first-round pick. Yeah, as much as I like Terrence Ross, we got to hold on to our first-round picks. You see what we're doing with these picks, man. So they're worth a lot more in this new CBA era. So LeBron and Melo spotted out eating at dinner, bro. Yeah, they're good friends. It's nothing new, man. I'd rather have Bradley Beal. Yeah, but again, remember, Bradley Beal is a max contract. D'Angelo would not be a max contract. So I'm just looking at the differences. It's bang for your buck. I'd give up a first for Terrence Ross. Not if they're going to make a blockbuster. They're going to need all their firsts. So it depends. The Suns wanted Josh and picks. Yeah, they wanted Josh Hart, but they're ridiculous. We're not giving up a young core piece for Trevor Ariza, who's in the last part of his career. No way. So they were just trying to, pull one under our leg, and we definitely didn't. Of course, Magic and Rob, they're too astute for that. Dan, some nice trade targets for this year, in my opinion, are Terrence Ross, Wayne Ellington, and Justin Holiday. Those are 3 solid pieces for sure, and there's many others to have. Bazemore's another nice piece. So we'll see. He said Bazemore on a player option for $20 million, he would cut into the salary cap. Well, in that case, we don't want him, do we, Kevin? Hey, way to look that up quickly, man. I appreciate you, bro. Same with Wayne Ellington. Oh, I didn't know that. Again, these are just suggestions, but it's nice to talk about them. Most of these won't ever happen. It's the ones you don't hear about that always end up happening. Beal is nice, but we need to save our core for something bigger. Absolutely, Devin. Absolutely. The first will be included in the AD trade. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Lakers are saving all their assets for any potential blockbuster deals. But no casual deals are going to include first-round picks from our part. Rob and Magic are the best front office duo. And I think they will prove that once we're hoisting the trophy again. But, yeah, they're on the path for that for sure. For sure. He said Wayne Ellington is an expiring contract. Then he could be had for sure. The NBA warned Kuz over his tweet at the referees. LOL. Just saw it right now. Man, I'm telling you guys, the NBA is soft, man. They're soft. They're softer than a Chipotle burrito. So, I don't know, man. We can't have any sort of emotion as players. I'm sorry, I said we. They can't have any emotion as players. They can't even tweet stuff. It's getting ridiculous, man. If I were Kuz, I'd tweet again just to prove a point, make it a storyline. That way, the NBA keeps getting this negative publicity. Wayne is expiring, LOL. He said, no, I was saying I wanted to keep Ellington a couple years ago, Dan. Yeah, Ellington was a good piece. I think he played in the Mike D'Antoni, right? If I'm not mistaken. But so he looked a little bit nicer. But yeah, Ellington was a nice shooter for us. I hope Mo Wagner plays more because we do not have McGee tonight. Most likely he will, Kevin. Most likely Mo Wagner is going to show up tonight, and I hope he drops another good game because we're going to need everything we got. They have a solid center and Jared Allen as far as the defense and rebounding. So we're going to have our hands full, especially since, unfortunately, Javale McGee is out another consecutive game. So that's tough. He said Luke should have got ejected against the Wizards. The coach got to defend his players. I agree, Greg, but we're not going to get that out of Luke. He's not that type of coach. I have a feeling Lonzo is going to ball out tonight. I'm believing in him. Absolutely start. And you know what? Tonight is another great matchup between D'Lo or Spencer versus Lonzo. So we get to see what our young guard is made of again tonight. So I love it. I love these little challenges for our guy. Dan, I don't want us to trade anyone. I love our guys. I feel you on that, Chris. I'm just simply reporting what reports are saying. I'm not saying I want us to trade anybody either. But we'll see what happens because everybody's sniffing out a big blockbuster deal in the summer. We'll see. I do not predict any major trades before this trade deadline, though, honestly. Dan, should we wait until 2020 for AD and Stephen A. Smith about Rob and Magic getting – what was that? He said about Rob and Magic getting stars right away. I'm not worried about what Stephen A. says. Stephen A. gets very emotional. Sometimes he wants to trade Brandon. Sometimes he wants to do other things. So, again, this is just ESPN being, trying to put out headlines. Dan, I fear the Celtics can beat us to AD. They have better assets. Well, they're willing to gut their team. Go for it. At the end of the day, I don't think AD by himself is going to get them past Toronto. Now, AD and Kyrie and maybe a third piece, maybe, for sure. Stephen A's been wrong several times, and everybody's wrong. I'm not even criticizing him on how wrong he is. I'm criticizing him on how much of a prisoner of the moment he is. Remember, they were saying the better team in LA was the Clippers. Now look at the standings. Nobody's saying anything anymore, right? So they always try to put like a negative condensation on the Lakers. Like they always try to put attach some sort of negativity in the media to us. And it's like, okay, give us credit now. Where obviously we always were the better team in LA. We've never stopped being that, even when we were rebuilding. We still selling out arenas and stuff. So the Clippers shouldn't even be in the combo. And like I predicted earlier in the year, people were asking me, hey, Dad, what do you think about the Clippers being, better than the Lakers this year? I'm like, they ain't better than us. It's not even a quarter into the season. You're not going to get to see the real teams till like January, February. I've been saying it all year. And look, we already passed them up, and I expect us to overlap them. I expect us to get way better than them. ESPN was a prisoner of the moment. And I promise you guys this, if the Clippers fall out of the playoff race like I predict they will, or like I predicted a couple of months ago that they wouldn't be this hot for this long, I promise you guys that whole Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant thing is going to disintegrate. So these are just hot take conversations that really don't have any merit. They'd be lucky to have one of those two players. They're not going to get two. If anything, the Lakers might get one before they get one. So most likely we're going to land a star. What superstar wants to live in the shadows of LeBron and the Lakers, the real franchise in LA? I just don't see it. They talk about, nobody wants to play with LeBron. Well, does anybody want to play in the shadow franchise that is the Clippers behind LeBron? I doubt that too. It's not good for marketing unless they win a championship, which will never happen as long as you're wearing a Clipper jersey. So I'm not worried about nothing when it comes to the Clippers. I'm more worried about other teams landing free agents before the Clippers. I'm more worried about the Knicks, even though, their front office, their owner is garbage, Jim Dolan. But if they can get rid of him and they can force him to sell the franchise, they're going to be in good hands because that market has always been great for basketball players. The only difference is that Jim Dolan is their Mitch Kupchak. They're Jim Buss. So that's the only thing. So I'm more worried, honestly, about other players, other teams going to, other players being recruited by actual franchises than the Clippers. They're the laughing stock. Nobody really cares about the Clippers. Dan Xiao, Indonesia loves Lakers. Indonesia loves you. Thanks for your show, as always. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Point Breakers. That's awesome to hear, man. Shout out to Indonesia. True, Dan, you're always increasing my IQ and making me think outside the box. LeBron James needs a good game tonight. Hey, you're all good, bro. Your IQ has been high, brother. I'm just chiming in on my opinion, but I appreciate that, Matt. Thanks for the kind words. You said people said players didn't want to play with Kobe, but he still won 2 titles with no other superstar. And they were wrong. The difference is we didn't have we had a good front office at the time because Jerry was there, but we didn't have the cap space to sign stars when we had Kobe because we kept overspending on veterans. We would spend on guys like Meta World Peace, Derek Fisher, which worked out to our favor, right? I'm not mad at that. But now that we have the cap space to spend on superstars, we already landed the main one. When ESPN was trashing us on the potential of landing LeBron, they were like, there's no way he goes to Lakers. And as the summer got closer, there was more and more of a possibility. So that's all I'm saying, guys. ESPN, take what they say with a grain of salt. They're right sometimes, but I'd give them like a 20% chance on everything they say. They love grabbing headlines. That's what they're there for. Clippers need to win at least one title before they can say anything. Clippers are weak. They can never say nothing. I think, who was it? Chauncey Billups said it best. This is always going to be Laker town, even if they go 82-0. This is Laker town, man. This is our squad. Come on now. we got more championships than 99% of the league. You know what I mean? So, Dan, I appreciate what you do. We see eye to eye. All good, Larry. I appreciate you too, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Even if we didn't see eye to eye, though, man, we're just here to. I love reading you guys' comments as well, man. We all chime in. Dan, could you scroll up to my comment? It starts with the Celtics can't get AD. Let me see. He says Celtics can't get AD because they have Kyrie on this destinated contract of some sort. Forgot what it's called. They can't get him until he signs a new contract. Plus, Celtics see Tatum as untouchable. That's a good point. That's a good point as well. How are you feeling about Ingram trade rumors recently? Thanks, Thomas. I feel all right, man. I feel all right about the Ingram trade rumors. I don't think he's going anywhere unless it's for a superstar like Anthony Davis. But again, I don't expect anything to happen until summertime. That's when one star is going to land either via free agency or trade, maybe even 2 stars. So Magic and Rob, they're here not to hit RBIs, not to hit home runs, but they're trying to hit a grand slam. So you got to appreciate what they're doing in the front office, man. They have the cojones to do stuff like that. Mitch and Jim, around trade deadline, if you guys recall, they would just sit on their hands and pretend like everything's okay as the kitchen was burning down, you know? So I just love the new direction we're headed in. I always feel in good hands. He said, I believe the Clippers will win a chip if they go back to another city out of the Lakers' shadow. Well, that's optimistic, Star, and that's kind of you to say for their franchise. I don't think they're ever going to win a championship. Ever. I don't care what time they go to. That's that franchise right there, man. They don't do things right. They had Doc Rivers as the GM/coach. Come on, man. Give the man one job. Give somebody else the other job. That's ridiculous, you know? And now they hired Tyronn Lue as an advisor or whatever, but that's just because they're threatened by us. Let's be real. So that franchise has always been a joke, and it's not going to change now. I don't care if they change management, ownership, whatever. They're not really an NBA team, and they're a beach volleyball team pretending to be an NBA team. So Lob City. Come on, it was more like Flop City. They never had it. He said, what would be your ideal offseason acquisition for the Lakers? My ideal acquisition is whatever Magic and Rob feel fits best with the Lakers. I totally trust them. One of the stars would be ideal, like Kawhi or Kevin Durant or even Klay Thompson or even Kyrie if he changes his mind ever and he wants to play with LeBron again and dominate. But all I'm saying is whatever the Lakers feel, and whoever wants to don this purple and gold jersey, whoever wants to have the pleasure of wearing this iconic franchise and can take that pressure and put the city on their shoulders along with LeBron and the young core, that's what I want. I want somebody who wants to be here and who wants to be a proud representative of the greatest sports franchise in the world. That's what I'm looking for. Hey, baby, you're up?
Hey, man.
I see you.
Yeah.
Take care. Take care, okay? See you.
Yeah.
Dan, how do you think D'Angelo Russell will? How do you think? How do you think all right, baby? Be careful, guys. I think D'Angelo Russell will do tonight versus Lonzo Ball. I think it should be. I think D'Angelo Russell should have a solid game. I don't expect him to go off for like 30 something and some change. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get that dub. That's all I care about, honestly. I'm not looking at stats. If Lonzo can continue to do what he's doing, it's going to be tough for D'Angelo to go off for 30. So that's what I expect from him, and hopefully he pulls through. So thank you, guys. You know, it's funny. She actually went out to get my birthday present, and my little nephew's giving her a ride. So they went out to get my birthday present. They didn't want me to see what it was, so that's nice of them. I never expect anything on my birthday, but it's just nice to know somebody cares and you know they're trying to do something special. So I'm blessed, guys. He said, whoever we get, Laker Nation will stand behind him. Absolutely. We've already embraced LeBron. It was only a bunch of Clipper fans, you know, tagging on all of his murals and stuff, or fake Laker fans. But, you know, other than that, man, it's I'm proud of Laker Nation because we put our pride aside and we embraced the best player in the world as it should have been, you know. And we're lucky and blessed as well to be able to have an iconic franchise always recruiting the best players. So lucky guy, absolutely, man. Happy birthday, Dan. Lakers need to come through for you. It's my birthday on Thursday, so they're gonna go ahead of time. But yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. He said, how would you assess Luke Walton's performance so far? I'm not very pleased with it. I hope he continues to improve. I'm cheering for the guy as long as he's a head coach. But I just honestly, I don't. Come here, Paul. Come here. Don't panic. Come here. You know, Kevin King's right on point with what I feel about Luke Walton, you know. D+ sounds about right. I'm not impressed at all with his rotation, especially. He's done a lot better now that Magic and Rob sat down and talked to him, you know, about improving and all that. Come here, Paul. Come here. He said, DTLF, Johnny P asked, how much will the Lakers win by today? Hopefully by 10+, man. That's ideal for me. You know, 10+ would be great victory on the road. All I want is for us to finish, you know, 2-2 on the road at least. We should have went 3-1 really, but you know, 2-2 is all you can ask for with injuries. If we finish 1-3, that'll be really bad, especially because we have a chance to like keep climbing on the standings as far as the Western Conference goes. If you see teams that start to get separated, you're starting to weave out the weaker teams from the stronger teams. So right now we're a top 4 team. I expect us to end up a top 3, top 2 team. So that's how highly I think of the Lakers. But coaching matters. Injuries matter. Hopefully we stay healthy. And a potential trade to add another role player could give us another little boost. So we'll see, man. We need this win for sure. So I'm gonna put it in the poll to see if you guys want me to wear the Laker Lucky Jacket, man. Even though it's hot, I'm willing to put it on today. Do whatever for Laker Nation, man. But he said, DTLF, can we be consistent at times we look brilliant, other times we look out of sync? But remember, guys, injuries have really factored into that. So the times we've looked out of sync, we've had no Javale, no Brandon, no Rondo, no Michael Beasley, you know, so et cetera, et cetera. We got to keep improving. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for my pregame, guys. Make sure to join me for postgame. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let's get this win, baby. Let's lock up D'Lo and Spencer Dinwiddie. Those are our 2 targets we have to look at today. Keys to the game is make sure none of those players get over 30 points. If we can do that, we should be well on our way to victory because our offense should show up. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much again. Let's get this win, man. I'm going to go get settled in, ready for this game. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys post-game.